Hi everyone. Please tell your classmates to join so we can start. Right now, we only have 27. Is my audio clear? Malinaw ba yung audio ko? Grade 10. Guys, okay. Thank you, Voicer, Francesca. 37 pa lang tayo. Can you tell your classmates to join now so we can start? So 40. So we need more than half of your classmates to join. So last week, I guess I've mentioned about your long test will be scheduled tomorrow. So I just decided to schedule your long test next week during your synchronous classes. So for 10 of tech, it will be scheduled Wednesday 7:30 a.m. next week. For Antra, this will be scheduled same day Wednesday 9:30 to 10:30, and for 10 bookkeeping Thursday 8:30. Okay, so you still have a week, or like almost a week to prepare for your exam. 45. Nasaan na yung iba? Presidents, please tell your classmates to join. Okay, so we're 50, waiting for the other 50. Now, as we start with our review, I want you to participate by commenting your answer in each item that we are about to review, so I can see who stayed from the beginning until the end, and for me to make sure that you attended the review. So I set this review for you to understand better Unit 3 of the module, since I've told you that the coverage of your long test will cover 5 lessons. So that includes the 4 lessons in Unit 3, including 1 lesson from Unit 2. Okay? Now, you do not just answer each question. Once you have a question, you just have to comment your section for me to answer your question. So, hindi lang pagsasagot. Kung nalilito kayo in the example exercises that I'm discussing with you, you are welcome to write your question for some clarifications. Or you want to say something pertaining to what we are reviewing, i-comment nyo lang. Okay? So, I'm still waiting for your other classmates. 56 pa lang. So, I can see from the comment sections who are present today. And then later, before we end the broadcast, you're going again to type your name. So prior to the start and before the end, after I mean the review, before you leave, make sure that you type your name. Okay, 58. So I'm expecting 100% attendance from 10 bookkeeping here because this is your actual schedule. This is your synchronous schedule in math. Okay, we have 60. So please tell your classmates to join. But I'll start with the review now. So I'll start sharing my screen. Wait, share video or file. This file presentation mode. What's this? It's not on right now. Mhm. Okay, sharing screen. Oh, window. This one. Do you see what I'm sharing now? There. Okay. Okay. So let's begin. So this is the first question. Okay. So anyone can confirm if my audio is clear. Just say type yes. Is my audio clear? Or if you do not hear my audio, there's something wrong with my audio, just comment so I can see your comment. Am I audible, guys? Do you hear me? Okay. Okay. So, mag-comment lang kayo kung hindi nyo ako naririnig or malabo, no? Now, I want you to write the letter of your choice in each item, but indicate the number item so I know from which item is your answer. Okay? So, may mga sagot na. Okay. So, again, uh share screen. Here. Okay. So, what is the radius and the coordinates of the circle defined by this equation? So, the equation, guys, is in general form. So before, for us to identify the radius as well as the coordinates of the center, we need to convert this to the center radius form. So what we're going to do is to convert this to center radius form. Okay. So by inspection, we will be able to identify the center as well as the radius. Okay. So how are we going to work converting this equation to the center radius form? First, we have to group the left side, the equation according to common variables. Like we group x and then y, and we enclose them inside the parentheses. And then we transpose the constant term on the other side of the equation. So when we transpose, so this will turn to a positive sign. Okay, and then we have to think of an expression such that when added to the expression, will come up with a perfect square expression. So you learn in our previous discussion that we can find for that expression by working on the coefficient of x here, for example, in this group, and then we divide by 2. So if we divide negative 6 by 2, and then we square the result, we get 9 here. So we're going to add 9 here. And then for the second group, we're going to add, so we divide negative 4 by 2, and then we square that, and it's 4. So we're going to add 9 for the first group, and we're going to add 4 on the second group. Okay, so this has to be squared. Y squared minus 4y plus 4. Now, whatever we added on the left side, it has to be done as well on the right side. So we'll add 9 and we'll add 4. Now, the next step that we're going to do is to factor each perfect square trinomial. And you learn that the factor or factors of a perfect square trinomial are square of binomial. So we just have to work on the square root of the first and the last term. So this is x minus 3. We copy the sign of the middle term, quantity squared. So the factors for this are square root of y squared, then the sign of the middle term, square root of 4, quantity squared. And this is 108 plus 13. Okay? So this is 121. So this is now in center radius form. So this is in center radius form. We now have by inspection, the radius is the square root of 121. So this is 11, while the center is at 3, 2. So it must be 11, I'm sorry, minus 2. Oh, this is plus, no? Plus 4y. Okay, sorry. So this is plus 4y. Okay, so this is plus 2. So it has to be negative 2 instead. So it's letter A. I don't see your answer. Wait. Ayun. Katak na yung mga answers niyo. Okay. I guess everybody's answer is A. No? Puro A ang answer. Very good. Okay. A. Okay. Next. So just type your question if you have question. But I don't think you have a question because everyone got it correctly. It's again equation of the circle. This time we're asked to write the equation of the circle in general form. And then we are given with the length of the radius equals 5 units and the center at 4, 2. So we can substitute the given into center radius form, and then from center radius form, we convert that to the general form so we can identify the equation. Okay, so how do we do that? So we know that the center radius form is in this manner, no? X minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. So this is where h and k are the coordinates of the center of the circle. So we have um, x minus 4 quantity squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared, and square of 5 is 25. And then we expand each binomial, place everything on the left side, and then simplify by combining like terms. Okay? So we have square of binomial, square of x minus 4, so this is x squared, then twice the product of the two terms here, so this is minus 8x, and then square of the last term, 16, and then the second group, so it's the square of y, twice the product of y and negative 2, so this is minus 4y, and then square of negative 2, so this is 4, transpose 25 on the other side, 25, and then combine like terms, and then arrange according to how it is arranged in general form. So we place first the degree 2, starting with x, followed by y squared, and then minus 8x, minus 4y, and then we combine the constant terms. So this is 20 minus 25, so minus 5 equals 0. So this must be x1 plus y squared. It's C. What's your answer? Okay. Okay. C ang answer nila. Okay, C. Very good. Okay, C. Guys, please advise your classmates to join in our review session, and I will strictly check the attendance, okay, from the beginning until the end. Next, very good. Number 3. Okay, there. Express the equation of the circle x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 6y plus 6 equals 0 to its center radius form. So what we're going to do again is to expand the center radius form. I mean to convert the general form into center radius form. So we have to group the expressions of the same variable and transpose the constant on the other side of the equation. So that's the first step that we're going to do. So we have x squared minus 6x in one group, and then the other group is y squared plus 6y. And then we transpose the constant term on the other side of the equation, so that's minus 6. And then think of an expression when added in each group will lead to a perfect square trinomial. So same with what we did in the previous example, we divide, for example, here the coefficient of x by 2. So we divide negative 6 by 2. And then we come up with, so may sagot na si Shan, no? With negative 3, and then we square. For 6 again, so parehas na 6 yung coefficient ni x and y, no? But magkaiba lang yung sign. So of course, it will be the same result kasi we square, no? So both equals 9. So this is x squared minus 6x plus 9. The other group is y squared plus 6y plus 9. And then minus 6. Equals negative 6. So I've mentioned that whatever you added on the left side, it has to be done on the other side. Okay? So, mga C na yung answer nyo. Let's see. So this is negative 6. Let's just add 18. No? So that's 9 plus 9. And then we factor. So we have x minus 3 quantity squared, and then we have y plus 3 quantity squared equals 12. Okay? So this is the center radius form. And it must be, yes, C. Correct. Okay, very good. Okay. Next. Here. For number 4, find the center and radius of the circle defined by this equation. Okay? So, again, we group them into common variable, then we transpose the constant term. Our goal is to convert this to center radius form so that by inspection, we'll be able to identify the coordinates of the center as well as the radius. Okay? So we have x squared plus 10x, and the other group is y squared minus 2y, and then transpose negative 6. And then we add an expression on each group. So we make each group a perfect square trinomial. And for the first group, we add 25. We divide 10 by 2, then we square, so it's 25. For the second group, we add 1. We divide negative 2 by 2, and then we square, so this is 1. So we will add on both sides 25 and 1. So we factor each of this perfect square trinomial. So we have x plus 5 quantity squared, and then the other group is y minus 1 quantity squared, and this is equal to 36. So by inspection, the the coordinates of the circle is at negative 5, 1. So r squared is 36. Okay, so may mga sagot na, no? For A, for Kurt, Sean, Cedric, Joaquin, Eliza, Don, Kat, and many more. So we have to extract the square root. So r is 6. Okay, so which among the choices will be our answer? Negative 5, 1. And then, wait lang. A daw. It's negative 5, 1. But is there something wrong with my computation here? Like, we added 25 here, and we added 1 plus 6. So this is mali yata. Is it It's 26 plus 6. Oh, it's 30, 32, no? Sorry. So, what's the square root of 32? So, 32 is 4 times 16. 16 times 2. So, this is 4 square root of 2. Yeah, it's A. Okay. So, it's not 36. Instead, it's 32. So, square root of 32 is 4 square root of 2, which is the radius. Okay, tama. A. So, tama lahat, no? Very good. Number 5. Okay. These are equations which are always true for all assigned variables. Trigonometric functions, identities, quotient identities, none of the above. What's your answer for 5? What's your answer for 5? So these are equations which are always true for all assigned variables. Okay. Sean said B. Identities. How about yung iba? Okay, Daphne agrees. Eliza, Ryan, Joaquin, Eman, and everyone else agrees. Okay, it's clear, right? So identities are equations which are always true, and that's going to be our topic next quarter. Okay, verifying identities. Okay, thank you for your response, guys. Here, if secant A equals 5/3, what is the value of cosine A? So how are we going to deal with this one? What's the relationship between secant and cosine? So they are the reciprocal of each other. So these are the choices. Okay, so what's your answer for 6? We know that cosine A under reciprocal identity equals 1 all over secant A. Okay, so ang sabi ni Kurt, C. Nag-agree si Ryan, John Michael, Sean, Ralph, Eliza, Sean, Ace, okay, Alexa. Okay, so may mga humabol sa 5 Vienna. Okay, so I hope that you really understand the discussion, no? Okay, good. It's really C. Why? So cosine A equals 1 all over 5/3. So this is simply working on the reciprocal of secant A, which is 3/5. Okay, so it's B. Sorry. Negative pala siya. It's C. Tama kayo. Okay. C, C. Stand corrected. Okay, next. Okay. Which quadrant or quadrants does the terminal side of angle lie if tangent A equals -2 and sine A equals 2/3? So we're asked to solve on the quadrant, no? So these are the choices. What's your answer for number 7, guys? Okay, type in your answer. B. Okay, according to Ralph, it's B. Okay, ganun din si Sean, Daphne, Eliza, Kurt, Crystal, Andrea, Don, Sean, Raisa, okay, Ace. Okay, walang ibang answer aside from B. Okay, good. Let's see, no? Let's analyze. Tangent is less than 0, no? If tangent A equals -2, so tangent is less than 0. And sine is greater than 0. Okay? So this is the rectangular coordinate system 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Here we know that all trigonometric function values are greater than 0. So we will not consider quadrant 1 since tangent A is less than 0. Okay? And then, so hindi na to. We're not going to consider quadrant 3 because in quadrant 3, tangent is greater than 0. Okay. Of course, we're not going to consider D since we did not consider 1. Okay? So it must be B. Since sine A is positive, we know that sine A is greater than 0 in quadrants 1 and 2. But we are not going to consider quadrant 2 since tangent is less than 0. So you are all correct. It's B. Okay. So which among the choices is a possible value of cotangent B? Okay. What's your answer for 8? What's your answer in 8, guys? Okay. Sabi ni Ralph, it's D. All of the above. Okay. Na typo error si Raven. Okay. Others says B, yung iba D. So, hati yung answers natin. No? It's between B or D. Pero majority now answers for D. Let's find out. Now, we know that the range values for tangent and cotangent is the set of all real numbers. Okay? So, A, B, C, guys, are all real numbers. So, it has to be B. The answer is B. Okay? Okay, 9. This time, which is not? Take note of not, ha? A possible value for sine A. What's your answer? Okay. Which is not a possible value for sine A. Okay. Sabi ni Ralph, 9. Kurt, 9. A pala. Sabi nila A. Ralph, Kurt, Liza, Benito. So, wala pang ibang answer aside from A. No? A pa lang yung answer. Option A is the answer. Okay. Okay. Mhm. So let's recall what are the possible values or range values for sine and cosine. Sine, cosine, no? So this is for sine and cosine. So this is from -1 to +1, no? We identified, including -1 and 1. Now, so this is a possible value. -1 is also a positive value. Of course, square root of 2 over 2 approximately is, I guess, 0.8. So this is within this one. And square root of 8 is 2 square root of 2. No? Kasi square root of 8 is 4 times 2. So this is 2 square root of 2. From the first factor, kasi when we say 2 square root of 2, that's 2 times square root of 2, right? So from the first factor, 2, it's actually beyond the interval of -1 to 1, right? And then you multiply that by another factor which is greater than 1. Of course, we expect that the answer or the approximate value for 2 square root of 2 will be greater than 1. And that is not a possible value. So you are all correct. It's A. Okay. Which among the identities, guys, is not Pythagorean? Can you still remember? Which among the identities is not Pythagorean? What's your answer? Okay. Ang sabi ni Sean A, ang bilis ni Sean mag-type ng sagot, no? Benito A also. Juris A. Gracie A din. Lahat A. So far, mga nag-encode, A ang mga answers. So meaning you're really familiar with Pythagorean identities, no? And these are from B to C are Pythagorean identities. And this is under quotient identities, no? One of the quotient identities. So the answer must be A. You're all correct. Okay? If secant B equals -3 halves and cotangent B is greater than 0, solve for sine B. So you have two ways of working or evaluating or finding for the trigonometric function values. One is you have to identify the value of x, y, and r. And the other one is making use of the identities that you have learned. So try to consider the given so you can choose as to which identity are you going to use. So we have secant, okay? So, and we're asked to solve for cotangent B. Okay? So, if that's the case, then we can work on one identity, no? That involves secant. Okay? So, ano ba yon, no? So, may mga answer na for 10. Okay? If we like consider the reciprocal of secant, so that's cosine. Let's just try, no? Cosine A is -2/3. Okay? So we have cosine A -2/3. Or maybe we can work on the ratio. Like we know that the ratio of cotangent B is x over y. And given secant B, okay, if we know cosine A, so cosine A is actually, what's this? X over R. And take note of the condition that cotangent B is greater than 0. But we have to note that B, secant B is -3 halves. No? May mga answer na for 11. Sabi ni Sean, it's A. Don says it's B. Sean agree with Sean. It's A daw. So, tingnan natin. Yan. So, whichever way is easier, you can have the option of deciding as to which solution are you going to consider. Like in that one, we can consider the values of x, y, and r, no? So, and we have to find out as to which quadrant does the terminal side of angle B lie, no? Since cotangent B is greater than 0, and there's a negative value there, If everything is positive, quadrant 1 siya. But secant B is negative, but cotangent B is positive. So quadrants such that cotangent B is positive is only true for 1 and 3. So we will eliminate 1 since secant is negative. So this is in, so B is in quadrant 3, no? So why we have to know the quadrant? So we have to identify the identities of the points here. I mean, the sign. So everything is negative here, di ba? Negative, negative. Okay? So ibig sabihin, x is negative 2 while r is 3. And then your y must be equal to, so this is x squared plus y squared equals r squared, right? So we will solve for y. So y equals square root of r squared minus x squared. So we know that your r is 3, so square minus square of negative 2. So this is 9 minus 4. So we have y equals square root of 5. Okay, we have the value of y, we have the value of x. By substitution, we can solve for cotangent b, no? Cotangent b again is x over y. And cotangent b, so y here is negative, no? Kasi y is in the third quadrant. Okay? So we have x, which is negative 2 all over negative square root of 5. So this must be positive. So we have to rationalize, 'di ba? Okay. A daw ang sagot. Cotangent ang hinahanap. And R is 3. 'Di ba? R is 3 guys eh. And from A, ibig sabihin, this is over R. This is square root of 5. Square root of 5 is y eh. This is y over R. And not a ratio for cotangent. Definitely, we're not going to consider A. Okay? So here, wala naman tayong square root of 3 eh. So, hindi rin ito. We don't have square root of 2 also. I guess this is the answer. And sign B specifically is, I mean, wait. Sorry for making you confused, guys. What we are asked to solve is to solve for sign B. I'm sorry. I was solving for cotangent. I guess you were correct, no? Yung iba na-change na ng answer. I'm sorry. I was trying to solve for cotangent B, where in fact we're asked to solve for sign B. And sorry for that. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, i-substitute na lang natin, no? Si sin B ay pi over R. And it's in quadrant 3 negative. Yeah, it's A. Sorry. Well, cotangent B is 2 square root of 5 over 5, but cotangent B is not as. It's just that it was mentioned that cotangent B is greater than 0, which is true because cotangent B is 2 square root of 5 over 5. But we're asked to solve for sin B, and it's A, no? Sorry po sa mga nag-change ng answer. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Oo. Thank you, Shan. May mga message pala dito na sign ang hinahanap. Okay. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay. 12 na tayo, ha? Sorry, Ryan, for making you confused. Sorry na po. Okay, number 12. Let's move on. Kalma tayo. His or angles in standard position with terminal side lies either on the y or the x-axis. Anong sagot doon? Ito yung mga choices natin. Coterminal, reference, quadrantal, or none among the choices. What's your answer? Okay, sabi ni Eliza, C. Shan also, C. Okay, Ryan, C. Kenneth, C. Cedric, C. And the rest so far answers for C. For select C. Okay, I guess the definition is very clear, no? Okay, so it's quadrantal angles. And in addition, as far as the degree measure of for quadrantal angles, it's multiples of 90 degrees. Okay, okay. If the terminal side of a quadrantal angle lies along the y-axis, guys, which trigonometric function value or values is are undefined? Okay. Tangent, secant, tangent and secant, tangent or secant. What's your answer? Ito yung ano natin, okay, nasa y-axis daw, no? So, andito si terminal side. Pagpalagay nating it's on the positive y-axis. Okay, let's be more specific. Here, andito siya. Okay. So, which ratio will have zero denominator? Kasi that will be leading to undefined values, no? Okay, so si sine, okay, so if we like check tangent, if we select for example 0, 1 as one of the points of the terminal side, 0, 1, tama. Okay, so ang sagot nyo C na, no? So si tangent, let's say A siya, tangent A is y over x. So that's 1 over 0. Okay, undefined. Sige. Try natin si secant. Secant A, so let's concentrate on the choices, no? And then eliminate choices and work on the correct answer. But majority answer for C. Okay, option C. So, ibig sabihin pareha si tangent at si secant. So, let's find out. So, for secant, it's r over x, no? Okay, so we know that r is 1 also. Then x is 0, y is 1 here. So, r, okay. So, undefined pa rin. So, both tangent and secant. So, we're not going to consider D, although the conjunction or implies that it can be A or B, or it can be both A and B, no? But in C, it's more specific that it just have to be tangent and secant. No option of considering either. So it has to be C. And you are all correct again. Thank you. There. I hope the illustration is correct or clear, I mean. And this is about transversal lines. Now, lines 1 and 2, guys, are parallel. And then 3 and 4 are the transversal lines. No? Whenever a line intersects parallel lines, then that line is called transversal lines. And we have some numbered angles there. And some of the two interior angles of the triangle here are 66 and 57 respectively. And we are asked to identify the degree measure of angle 1. Okay, can you solve for 14? I'll wait for your answer and then we will compare answers. What's your answer in 14? Okay. Francesca says 14. Okay, 14 lang nilagay ni Francesca. Ryan says it's B with a question mark, but Shan confirms it's B. So sure si Shan na B. Juris also chose B. Jared, B rin. Okay, yung iba C, no? Like si Benito, si Ethan. Okay, may nag-chat sa akin, nagsusorry. Sino ba to? Okay. Wait lang. Sige, i-type nyo lang yung answer nyo. Okay, mukhang iba-iba ang mga sagot natin ha. Sige. Okay. You all agree that the sum of the interior angles in a triangle is 180. So we can solve for 7. So angle 7 equals 180 less 57 less 66, right? So this is 57 also, no? Si angle 7 is 57. Tama ba? 57, 57, 114. 114 plus 66. Yes, tama. 57. Okay. So, 57 siya. And then, if it's 57, si angle 8 kasi is, so angle 8 must be 180 less 57, di ba? Kasi angle 7 and 8 are linear pairs, no? Supplementary angles, ibig sabihin. So, 180 less 57 is 23, 'di ba? No. 113. Tama ba? Wait. Ba yan? Ayan, 7, 3. So, this is 7. O, 123 nga, guys. 123. So, measure of angle 8 is 123. Okay. B daw yung iba. So, 8 in relation to 1, they are alternate, no. So, 1 pala. So, si 1 at si 7 ay, may sagot na pala tayo. 1 and 7, wait lang. Si 1 tsaka si 12 are the same. Tama? Okay. So, we're talking of line 4 as the transversal line kasi we made use of 7. Diba? And 7 and 12 are vertical angles. Okay? 7 and 12 are vertical angles. So, they're the same. And so, with angle 1. Kasi, si angle 1 and 12 are alternate exterior angles. Right? So, the answer must be 123 degrees. Walang nag-A. Kasi guys, si 7 is 57, no? 7 measures 57. So, and this is 7 and 12 are vertical angles. Okay? Kasi if we're going to consider 7, and 7 is inside the parallel lines, pwede natin siyang i-compare with 5. Eh, hindi pa natin alam si 5. We have to work on the measure of the other numbered angles. Pero, if we associate 7 with 12 here, and 7 and 12 are vertical angles, okay, 7 and 12 are vertical angles, so angle 12 must be equal to 57 also. Ano? Si 8 pala is, oh my God, sorry. 123, 57. 7 is 57. 12 is 57. And so with 157. Okay, you are all correct. Ulitin ko lang ha. So angle 7, which is an interior angle of this triangle, equals 57. So we got 57. Yeah, tama, Ralph. 7 and 12 are vertical angles. Correct. Okay, alternate exterior angles 1. Alternate exterior angles po siya sa 1. Correct. Okay. Okay, right. So it must be B, no? So just for clarification, measure of angle 7 equals 57, and this is congruent with angle 12 because the two are vertical angles. So angle 12 measures also 57, and angle 12 in relation to angle 1, they are alternate exterior angles. So they must be congruent, and measure of angle 1 is also 57 degrees. Okay. Thank you for your explanation, Ralph. So, B. Okay. Malapit na to, guys. We only have 4 questions left. Sandali na lang po. Find the degree measure angle. Okay, so let me rephrase the question. We're asked to solve for the degree measure of an angle coterminal with an angle measures negative 135. So we're going to work on the degree measure of an angle coterminal with an angle measures negative 135 degrees. So what we're going to do is to add 360 to negative 135. So this is 360 minus 135. So what's your answer for 15? Okay. A for Cedric, D for Benito, for Kurt, D pa rin. Okay, none of the above daw. Sige. What's 360 less 135? 5. 125. Okay, so it's 225. Okay, so it must be D. Okay. So when we say coterminal angles, guys, these are angles which have the same terminal side but differ with the rotation. Differ with the degree of the rotation. Okay. Malapit na tayo. Konting oras na lang, guys. Which is not true among coterminal angles. Okay, we are talking of coterminal angles here. They are in standard position. They have the same initial side. They have the same terminal side but differ in the degree of rotation. All of the above. What's your answer for 16? Which is not true among coterminal angles. They are in standard position. They have the same terminal side. Okay. Not true daw ha. So ito true to. They're in standard position. Okay. They have the same terminal side. Ito rin kakasabi ko, no? This is true. Of course, we have to verify if B is true. So we can answer D. If B is false, then the answer must be B. Okay? And not all the time, no? They have the same initial side. Okay, so the answer is B for 16. Okay? True si C ha. Which among the pair of angles are not coterminal angles? Alin dyan? Okay. So, gawin lang natin 381 less 360. 21. So, coterminal ito. Okay. And then 450 less 360. Okay. 90. So, these are coterminal angles. How about negative 300 plus 60? Plus 360 pala, sorry. 60, coterminal. So this is the correct answer. But let's verify. 360 less 180. So it's 180. So really, the two are not coterminal angles. So it's D. Okay. 18, which is not true among the statements below. Parallel lines are lines on the same plane that do not intersect. Okay, true ito. No? Vertical angles are congruent. This is also true. When perpendicular lines are intersected by a line, that line is called a transversal line, X. No? So we're not going to consider D anymore. We assume that this is true. Where this is true, actually, C. We're talking here of parallel lines, no, in relation to transversal line. So 18 must be C. Okay. Sige. Okay. Before we end, okay, I'll go back to, sige, ulitin ko, your long test will be scheduled next week during your synchronous class. And before you leave, I want you to type again your name, please, and your section. So, wala kayong mga tanong. So, everything is clear now. Okay. I'll check the name of those who attended the review. No, I'll think of giving some consideration points. Okay, I'm giving you like a minute to encode your name. In less than a minute, we will end the broadcast. Thank you for joining, and please prepare for your long test since we only have one long test, and that's equivalent to 25% of your grade. Okay, I'm giving you 30 seconds, like the vid. Okay. Okay. So I guess everyone has placed their name in the comment box. So thank you for joining. Bye, guys. So I'll end the broadcast now.